organizations free of charge. So please welcome Joe Cusick.
Hi. I can't really speak without cards, so I have cards. First, Darcy, Marie, and Carissa, thank you for your work. I hope somebody replaces you. I cannot volunteer for that job. For clarity, when I use the word woman, I am speaking of cis and trans women and anyone who is currently read as female or feminine or suffers the consequences of rape culture and misogyny. We are all here today because of how we are affected by rape culture and misogyny. It shapes our lives from the day we are born. It shapes the way we think of ourselves and how we think of other women. In the last year, I have looked on with awe as young women take to the streets to proclaim Black Lives Matter. I see young white feminists supporting young black feminists in ways that we have never done in the past. It has been a genuine honor to work with these activists. It is not enough to say Black Lives Matter. We must direct the world's attention to the rate at which black women and women of color are arrested, jailed, and murdered. To support these young activists, to ensure they do not leave activism, we must change how we think about ourselves. We must be alert when we see misogyny and rape culture in activism, and we must know that when misogyny, rape culture, and racism intersect, women are alienated from our movements, and they may not return. Women are reluctant to be critical of things in our movements. We worry that we will draw attention away from our cause. We may be called liars or attention seekers. We know that if we speak out because an activist has committed an assault, we may suffer extreme public humiliation. We worry the police will force us to testify, that we will be blamed if someone goes to jail. Yeah. When misogyny and rape culture intersect, the result is that women are silenced. Silence is a weapon that abusers use to keep victims in their place. Gamergate was not an online discussion of ethics journalism. Gamergate is an action of men's rights activism to restrict women from online spaces and silence us. Feminists online were targeted on multiple fronts, whether it was the production of fake accounts to split allies, or feverish attempts to publish addresses and jeopardize the employment of feminists speaking against Gamergate. This group of MRAs still works against women. They have found shelter on websites like 4chan and Reddit. At Utah State University, when video game critic and feminist Anita Sarkeesian was scheduled to speak, members of Gamergate threatened a massacre on the level of the Toronto massacre, and she was canceled. Not only did women see their addresses published, not only did they receive rape and death threats, prominent feminists online like Carnithia Mickey Kendall received threats against the lives of her children. When we complain, we are told to lock our accounts and leave the internet. It is not possible for an activist to leave the internet. Social justice happens on the internet. If a woman online deletes her account, she has been silenced. Not only is she silenced, she no longer has the support of her online community. I'm done by being told if I do not want to be harassed by misogynists, I should not be on the internet. That if I don't want to be harassed by the police, I should not be an activist. I am done with the idea that being a woman, being read as female in public, means I consent to stalking, catcalling, and street harassment. I am finished with seeing men control feminist space for their own agendas and demand that women who object be ostracized from the feminist movement. We cannot expect rape culture, misogyny, and activism to change unless we begin by changing the way we think and the way we make activist space safe for women. I'm nearly done. These last few words are for my fellow white folks, and I really want you to listen. when we demand trans women be excluded, when we fail to make our events explicitly inclusive, when white feminists demand that Black women and women of color wait their turn to lead and accept white leadership, we are practicing misogynoir, the hatred of Black women. It is everywhere in white feminist activist space. White feminists, we must talk to one another. We must be willing to be in a place that makes us uncomfortable. We must love and support Black women. We must welcome trans women. We must listen to Latino and Native women. We must protect young women entering activist space for the first time at all costs. We must proclaim loudly and proudly in all of our work that Black lives matter. We must have these conversations. We must be willing to ask, why are there so few women of color in this activist space? What can we learn? And what can we do to make our group more explicitly inclusive? It is only by uplifting women of color in our activist space that we will completely destroy the weapons of misogyny and rape culture that silence all women every day. By taking time to reflect how our activist movement can become patriarchal and white supremacist, even with good intentions, and refusing to allow racism into our activism, and refusing to allow racism to remain in our hearts, we will only grow stronger. If we want to be united, then we must say and show every day